So first and foremost, labour market participation rate. Now, I've talked about this for a couple of years. 69% is the normal participation rate for a labour market in an established Western world economy, and they don't change. They sit at 69%, they're one of those odd parameters that just is what it is. Christchurch has been 73% for 3 years now. When you add to that 4% unemployment, you have very close to zero unemployment, zero real unemployment in the marketplace. So we have 3% more people in the labour market than we would do in a normal environment, and we have 4% unemployment. So it just gives you an idea of the opportunity that continues to exist in the city and the region. It's an extraordinarily good time in the labour market. The other stat that just jumps out of that table, and I want to talk about it a little bit, is when you take Christchurch out of the Canterbury labour market, Canterbury's unemployment is 2.7%. That is not sustainable from an economic growth point of view. So we have regional towns and centres, and in particular we have an agriculture sector that is relying on people being able to attract migrants because they don't have population growth within their centres. In a lot of cases they actually have population decline and they have a rapidly ageing population. The only solution to that problem is shifting workforce into the regions. Now that means either getting Kiwis to commit to moving from towns into the regions. The trend is the opposite way, so that is a hard sell at an aggregate level, or it is continuing to bring migrants into the regions. So at 2.7%, I will tell you there are economic opportunities being missed in the regions because employers can't get workers. And there is some risk in that statistic. There is also some risk in that statistic when you think about the fact that currently migration legislation has just been tightened. So I will say that all of the major parties in the run-up to an election are looking at tightening migration criteria. That is using national policy to fix an Auckland problem. Right? And it is something that we should be very concerned about in the region because we have a different set of problems to the upper part of the North Island. We're not infrastructure constrained, we haven't got a housing market that's out of control. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And what we have got is an incredibly tight labour market with an ageing population. We need ongoing migration. If we don't, we're going to miss economic opportunities. So working through very carefully with central government how we ensure that we get the right labour market policies for Christchurch, for Canterbury and for the wider South Island is going to be extremely important. This, by the way, this regional employment situation is not something that is just relevant to Canterbury, it is relevant to the whole of the South Island. There are a number of areas where there are either extreme skills shortages or fundamentally just a lack of people.